Defense Secretary Robert Gates says improving the quality of life for service members and their families is his top priority. Secretary Gates spoke Thursday at Fort Drum, New York, during a town hall meeting where he took questions from service members on a number of topics. He said more can be done to help service members, and he told them he considers their well-being his personal responsibility.
For the younger ones of you, I care about you the way I would my own son and daughter. And for all of you, my highest priority is to do everything possible to help you accomplish your mission, to win, and to come home safely.
After the town hall meeting, Secretary Gates met with each service member to shake their hand and give them a coin. The Defense Business Board released their findings after a recent review of the National Security Personnel System.
We look at exploring the replacement of the current GS classification system. We want to see a reestablishment of DoD commitment to collaborating with employees through their unions. And we want to establish a DoD commitment to strategic management investment in career civil servants. Their value, personally speaking, has never been more clearly defined nor essential to providing for the common defense.
The NSPS manages civilians who work for the DoD. An Army study 9 months in the works finds no direct link between deployments and an increase in violent crimes committed by soldiers. The Army Surgeon General and Deputy Chief of Staff announced the findings at Fort Carson, Colorado, Wednesday. It's being called the most comprehensive study of violent crimes and combat exposure to date.
We have a very comprehensive program and have continued to study that in theater since the beginning of the war. This is an important lesson learned about the importance of every unit having behavioral health officers assigned directly to the unit.
Being strong also means seeking help when it's necessary. That's a very important message.
Leaders say the report was not meant to assess blame, but rather to help detect possible warning signs in soldiers. And Pentagon Press Secretary Jeff Morrell also said Wednesday, although Defense Secretary Robert Gates supports efforts to maintain the health and well-being of the force, he does not plan to restrict tobacco use downrange. A report commissioned by the Defense Department recommended strict controls to limit smoking in the military. Mr. Morrell said the Secretary might consider some of the report's proposals, but none that would ban tobacco use among service members. A very happy homecoming for a Marine injured in Iraq. Applause and cheers greeted 26-year-old Lance Corporal Thomas Doody. He suffered injuries in an explosion 2 years ago after that blast. He developed an infection that left him paralyzed. Since then, he has been relearning how to speak and move. He is recovering elsewhere, but returned home to Denver Wednesday for a visit. Coming up ahead on Around the Services, Feeding the Hungry. U.S. soldiers step in to help Afghanistan's neediest residents. But first, wounded warriors who are not letting their limitations get in the way. We're there for the wheelchair games. Stick around, Staff Sergeant Brian Buckwater is back with more.